Hey guys, it's John from Album Review TV, coming to you on location, I guess you could say, because I didn't have time to film this review at home and I've been so busy lately, but I really want to get a lot of reviews out in this coming week, so this is going to be the only way that that's possible. It's time for a review of the third LP by noise pop duo Sleigh titled Bitter Rivals. Bitter Rivals, the title track, was released as the first single about a month or so ago, back in September, and I didn't even know about it. Somehow this passed right over my head. Somebody tweeted me saying that, Sleigh had a new album coming out, that they were stoked for it, and I was like, what? Sleigh has a new album coming out? I've been super excited for this third LP ever since I heard that they were heading for brighter skies and heading for happier melodies whenever Alexis and Derek talked about the new album. As you know, if you saw my review of Reign of Terror, which was released in February of 2012, I did not like that album at all. Comeback Kid was the only thing that I liked, and I love that song. I absolutely love Comeback Kid, but the rest of the album, 2 thumbs down for me. But I'm super stoked to see Sleigh back, returning back to their original form, with some new tricks up their sleeve. So let's go ahead and dive into this thing. Noise pop, if you don't know, is where I guess you could say the instruments are more at the forefront really than anything else. The vocals sometimes are put on the back burner, but with this third LP it actually sees Alexis taking on more of a normal styled approach. She actually said this herself, and she kind of laughed whenever she said that in their interview, so I thought that was kind of funny. But of course, once again, instruments and the instrumentation here on this record is a huge thing. You're going to find a lot of looping guitars, heavy electric guitar riffs mixed in with stomp clap style percussion, which is a really cool thing. Let's go ahead and go through this thing track by track, starting with the opening track, Bitter Rivals. Perfect return to form for Sleigh. Definitely overjoyed to hear this single and to know that they actually stuck to their promise of brighter and more positive outlooks for their songs for this upcoming album. And I was really hoping, I had my fingers crossed so bad, thank God that this came true. My wish came true. I had my fingers crossed wishing that it wouldn't just be another Comeback Kid where, oh, I love the lead single, but I don't like the rest of the album. Comeback Kid, amazing song, and once again we get another great lead-off single here with Bitter Rivals. The title track blends every Sleigh element that you love into one. From that opening guitar riff that's on the acoustic guitar with those dogs barking in the background, to the end of the song, that final riff, everything about it works and I love every single part of it. Loud, in your face, with commanding vocals from Alexis Weiss and supercharged riffs from Derek. What is there not to love about this track if you're a Sleigh fan? Easily my favorite song on this record, although there are some that come very close to edging it out. Sugarcane continues the album in typical Bells fashion with fuzzy riffs mixed in with big electronic swirls. Stomp clap style production that I was talking about really kicks in here on this track. Alexis's voice sounds amazing on this track, and on this album we're hearing her real voice here more than ever. Don't get me wrong, I love hearing her rap, talk, shout, whatever she may be doing, but it's also great to see how talented she is when she sings, dare I say, normally. Beware listeners, you're in for a hell of a ride because they nailed the instrumental on this one with instruments out the wazoo. Minnie is a slice of old school Sleigh cake, if you can even call it that, considering their first album is only about 3 years old now. The duo is noisy and it's not afraid to get in your face as Alexis calls you out and sings, "Minnie, Minnie, go count your pennies. I'm sorry, you don't have many," in her higher pitched voice that, if you're a Sleigh fan, you're kind of familiar when she kind of switches into almost an alter ego type thing where she does like higher voices or else speaks like as if she's a group of girls or something like that, and I really like when they do that. And with the bumping synths here that come towards the end of the song, mixed with those stomping drum beats, it just sounds really familiar and really cool. Ah yes, now we get to a real highlight. Sing Like a Wire blows the roof off of things, or else the eardrums out of your ear for all you headphone listeners. Be careful, seriously, if you're listening to this thing with headphones for the first time, you're gonna think with the whole whispers and everything, don't let it fool you, because as soon as it kicks in with the chorus and everything, it's gonna bust the eardrums right out of your ear. The chorus comes in like a sledgehammer through a stone wall. Notice how I didn't make the Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball reference. I had it written down and I crossed it out, so come on, hit the like button or something. Young Legends is the next track, and it's got more of a poppy feel to it, at least vocally, and even instrumentally things get a little bit more tame, I guess you could say. I'm not saying necessarily that it's a bad thing, but it's definitely a track that might have to grow on some longtime fans. I praise this type of experimentation though. Unlike the last record, Reign of Terror, this one actually tries new things in a good way. Tiger Kid is the next track, and it starts off with a rooster crowing. Is there anything that these guys will not use or try? I love how they incorporated tigers into the album instead of just throwing a tiger print guitar. By the way, I absolutely love the album cover. Tiger print guitar is on the album cover. I like that they actually incorporated tigers in here on Tiger Kid. It's unbelievably catchy to the ear, almost instantly too. It sounds like kind of a modern version of a 90s theme song instrumentally to me. Maybe I'm just crazy, but that's what I hear when I hear some of the riffs in this song. Bright melodies make this track easily accessible, but with that sleigh bells edge, that's for sure. I love the subtle stabs at Hollywood thrown in on this track in the last line where Alexis yells, "So make like a banana and split." You Don't Get Me Twice is the second song that was released off of this record, and I was into it instantly. It's got this amazing instrumental on to back one of Alexis's best vocal performances on Bitter Rivals. I love how the band throws in those vocals that sound like something off of Treats, like I was talking about before, throughout this track, that remind me of Kids in particular, actually. Derek's guitar really carries the song as well, with some of those edgy and fun riffs that flow kind of in and out on this track. To Hell With You is the next track, and it gets a little bit more personal than usual, which is cool to see a different side of the duo. The vocals on this track sound absolutely gorgeous. I can't get over that fact. With a club-ready instrumental that keeps the melodies afloat and really helps this track succeed. The title of the track totally made me get the wrong expectations for what this song was. In reality, it's not an angry or a bitter song. It's a song about someone who would do anything for the other person, even singing, "I'll go to hell with you, here's proof," instead of, I thought it was going to be like, "To hell with you," like get away. That's not what it's about at all. Beautifully done track and one of the most lovable songs on this album. 24 is up next. It gets a little shot of techno into its instrumental, powered by some familiar drum beats. It kind of loses focus throughout the song as Alexis's vocals feel a bit sleepy on this track, making for one of the only bad moments on this album, honestly. Lovesick is the last track on the album. It gets things back on track for the end of things here, wrapping things up, with lines like, "Just because you can't doesn't mean you should. Is that understood?" The vocals sound confident once again, and I really like that. I would have liked to have seen this album go out on a bigger bang or more positive note or something bigger, better, but at the same time it really is a good closing track, and I like that the guitars get progressively louder throughout, and they do get more aggressive as well, and the song even makes use of literal sleigh bells towards the end of the song. How cool is that? Overall, there's only one song, 24, that I'm not a huge fan of, but really everything else about this record works surprisingly well together. Sleigh bells, you got back on track here with your third LP. Super excited that you guys are just so excited about making music for the fans and everything. I would love to see these guys live. They're actually coming to North Carolina, but I'm not going to be able to see them probably because it's on a Wednesday and I always work 11-hour shifts on Wednesday. 4.5 out of 5 for the new Sleigh Bells LP, Bitter Rivals. What did you think? Please let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon. Miley Cyrus Bangers, Cage the Elephant, Melophobia, and of course Panic at the Disco's new LP as well. Reviews for all three of those on the way within the next week or so. Thanks for watching, guys.